tech feasibility, viability, everything into mind, and then you make a decision. Ki, okay, I'll be making kheer puri for local because that is the most seasonable, and since it's summer, there's mango, so let's make mango juices. So that is the really dumbed down definition of product management, I would say. Right. Anyone else has a question? So why are you guys looking into getting into product management, or uh, right now you're all college students? So how do you tackle? How do you get some experience about product management?
In one case, it's like we have something called as this final year project where we'll be, working as a team and building a project. So when someone leads the team and instructs us on how to proceed with the project, like he may assign some tasks
Right.
and he might ask us to do it. For example, one person might be assigned to create the design of the project that has to be built. For example, let's say we're going to build a website, so one person will be designing the prototype, right? But who has to do that? Like that will be decided by the project lead. So in that way, I guess product management comes into play. I'm not sure though.
Definitely.
So
No, no, it does. Kamal, as I said, everything is a product management. It's just a title, man, right? At the end of the day, it's just a title, but anything and everything you do to make sure it works, keeping that customer in mind, is product management. And that is
okay,
how you do that.
okay, that's good.
Sir, I would like
Anyone?
to ask one thing about how to make this transition from a software engineer to a product manager. How we can do this swiftly and what qualities and skill set we need to have.
Right. Actually, it's quite easy to switch from software to a product manager role instead of a vice versa, product manager to software. If you're a software developer, you already have a niche, you already have a really core skill set, and only skill set that you need to develop to become a good product manager is empathy. That's a skill set of its own. The ability to think from the viewpoint of customer, and the ability to get into tech and being able to drive the features for the customers as well as from the tech team. At the same time, accounting for all the finances, launch periods, launch timelines. So if you are a software engineer with attitude towards managing a product, then you definitely should become a tech product manager. Even in product management, there are a lot of fields. You can be a product management of a tech, you can be finance product manager, you can be growth product manager, you can be engagement product manager, right? So there are a lot of pricing product manager, insane level of bifurcation. So it's always better to become skilled at one skill. It could be anything, and then becoming a generalist. More or less, product managers are always generalists. They are uh, not core skill set holders. But if you have core skill set, for example, if you're a software engineer and you become a product manager, you will easily get a like a core tech job, like at Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, because those are core tech companies. So that's the way to go. Right. Someone asked on chat, product management and development are similar. I would say no, definitely not. Uh, Product management is you planning out the meal, right? What to do, what not to do, who will do that, and all those kind of things. Product development is the cook, basically. The cook who takes care of the actual cooking. So your job as a product manager is to coordinate with the cook and make sure the main is ready before lookup comes and lookup is satisfied. Yeah. Right. Uh, I would highly say that don't get into this hole of salary. Right. If you go by salary, which role will get higher salary, then all of us should just blindly become a politician. So that's the end of story here. It's more about your passion. That way, you will go far in long term. If you are good at empathy, if you have those core skill sets, then choose your role accordingly. If you have good skill sets to become a software engineer, become that. If you have good skill set to become an artist, a dancer, become that. Don't go from the salary viewpoint. But nowadays, salary is good for most management jobs. Uh, a lot of uh, associate product manager management roles are being offered by startups to freshers as well. So yeah, a lot of opportunities. Right. So you actually don't necessarily need a management degree to become a good project manager. You definitely need to take care of certain aspects, though, certain processes, certain SOPs. So you need to be aware about them. Why a certain set of uh, customer insights, feature prioritization, wireframing, your Kanban technologies, or there are a lot of others. So the point is, you need not give 2 years in MBA necessarily and have like 20-30 lakh rupees of loan for MBA college. Instead of that, if you just spend some time, do some good internship. For example, Langify also offers product management internship. So if you do some good internships where you can get to know from A to Z how to actually take care of the job, you will be more or less ready for a APM role. You need MBA degree only if you want to crack and go into middle management level product manager. So which is head of product or product owner or a chief product officer. For that, you definitely need an MBA degree, I would say. But that is also not necessary. Of course. Even in Langify, our product manager Ram, he does not have any MBA degree. He's directly a engineering student. He has 1 year of experience, I guess. He graduated from electrical engineering, and he's doing a good job in Langford. Even I don't have MBA, so it doesn't really matter. You need to do is figure out the process, uh, then develop your own nuances over it, and just run with it. Do a lot of internships, do a lot of projects, and so. Right. What kind of students should target this? What skill set should a person have? I would say highly analytical person. You should be able to empathize with the customer. You should be able to get into the other person's shoes in their mind and think from their perspective. So if we can go back to our example of cooking food for lookup, so you need to get into the mindset of lookup. Okay, I am lookup. Now, what kind of food do I like? What would I expect? What kind of music I would like during I'm eating my food? What kind of temperature I would like? Too hot, raining? Should it be raining outside? What kind of sound? What kind of humidity? What kind of cutlery I would like? What kind of aromatic food I would like? Incense? Should I burn some incense? And hundreds of other parameters you can go into that. So all you need to do is the core skill set is you need to be able to empathize, and then you need to be analytical. These two are the only skills that you need. If you're able to do this, you'll solve any problem. How did you get your job? I'm the CEO of Langify, and I'm the founder of Langify as well. So technically, I gave myself the job, and uh, uh, yeah. So I never really took a corporate job or anything. I always wanted to do a startup, and this is my third one, and it's going good so far. Yes. Akash, do you have any questions? Raise your hand.
Yes, regarding the current market, what kind of startups are currently blooming, and if someone starts wants to start his own company, what kind of what area should he or she focus?
Right. Actually, again, for this question, it is really, really uh, dependent on the kind of expertise you as an individual have or the domain knowledge you have. There are thousands and thousands of problem statements still unexplored. Even if you start today, you can make a company as big as Amazon or Apple. You just need to figure out that problem statement, figure out the problem of the future, right? Uh, uh, I think simplest question or simplest motivation should be, if you just ask the simple question, how many uh, companies which are at least 50 years old are still uh, a mega corporation today? There will be really few names. Almost all companies have come up in the last 10, 20 years, right? Be it Amazon, Apple, or anything like that. So most old companies, they internally collapse because they are not able to keep up with the innovation which young entrepreneurs, people like you and I can come up with, because we relate directly relate to the problem. So all you need to do is, Akash, you figure out a problem which 90% of the people will. Uh, 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 Let me rephrase. Just figure out a problem which is creating a lot of pains for a business or an individual, and people will pay money to solve that problem. And that's how you scale it.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll add one more on that. Akash, it's really difficult to start something of your own right from the get-go. I have been in this industry for the last 5 years. I graduated in 2016, but still I learn something every day, right? So it's always better to work with uh, seasoned entrepreneurs, like experienced people first, to figure out what it is to to be in a startup. How do you run a startup? How do you what all challenges come? How do you solve them? So you need to be aware of at least some of the challenges and some of the variables before you get into it full time. So it's always really good practice to intern with startups or to work in part time or whatever capacity with startups rather than taking a cushy corporate internship. You have you have insane level of learning in startups with respect to corporate. You would have like next to nothing learning in corporate internship. Of course, the money is good, no doubt about it. But initially, 3 to 4 years, 5 years of your life, always focus on learning first. Acquire skill set, network, because with them you will be able to grow really fast. There has been cases where people decided to switch a job, and within 2 3 days they had a new one just because their skill set is really good and they have a good network, so they can switch really easily. And when you have that level of expertise and network, you know your value, then you can demand whatever salary you want or whatever things you want. If you want to just work remotely, if you want to have some insurance or whatever perks you want, you can just demand them and people will happily do it.
Sir, can you tell us more about Langvify?
Right. So Langvify analyzes your online interactions, such as this meeting, this Google Meeting or Zoom Teams, or your phone calls, your chats or emails. Right. Your Langvify analyzes your online interaction, speaking and writing effectively, and provides you nudges and feedback so that you can correct yourself on the go. So, for example, if I'm making some grammatical mistakes while speaking with you, or I'm making some sound, or making certain type of filler no word, right, or doing any kind of vocal mistake, Langvify will give me a prompt and ask me to correct it from the next. So with the help of Langvify, I'll be able to improve my communication skills, able to speak fluently, and uh, I, I'll be able to improve the whole qualitative and quantitative side of my career. Right. Langvify is language and simplify. So we thought Langvify is a good name. And since we are into writing and speaking both, something related to language sounded good. And it right. Our system is completely based on AI, so we can scale it for any language, vernacular or foreign language. So we wanted to keep it neutral. So that's why we chose to go with Langvify instead of something on English. Right. So, yes, Akash, I have another question.
Yes, regarding that Langify thing, because it is based on AI, where do you get training data? I mean, most AI related things need training data. How can we
Yes.
get that training data for such projects?
Yeah. So basically, we uh, get the data from open source databases, Kaggle, or we generate some data sets by ourselves as well. Right. So both kinds of things we do. But most often you will find all sorts of data available open source database. A lot of companies regularly publishes huge chunk of data sets for Google, Amazon, Facebook, for example, and there are a lot of open source projects contributing to the data set as well as the analysis algorithms and so on. Right. So before we conclude, I would just like to say we are at Langvify. It's an IIT Bombay funded startup, and we are recruiting for product management interns as well as front end and back end uh, software engineers as well, web developers as well. Looking for some designer folks as well. If some of you have any friends or would be interested in doing a paid internship with a startup, do let me know. Uh, I have I have pasted Langify link in the chat box, so you can just go on the website and fill the form, internship form at the website if you're interested in any of the paid position, and we'll reach out to you. Right, couple of more questions. Um, Right. I used to, in order to know that, you will need to work with a startup. That was my point. You can't tell that how to run a startup. You can't tell it in any session or any amount of time. You need to be a part of that journey in order to understand the chaos of it and how to make sense in that chaos. How to get funding. See, if there are two levels of play to get funding. Uh, One is growth based, and second is revenue based. If you think your app is quite good and you can monetize it, you can earn revenue from it. So start as soon as possible and start earning revenue. Try to become sustainably net cash flow positive as soon as possible. And if you're running a positive profit business, any investor would be happy to invest in it if it is showing a certain kind of ROI. Or the second kind, which you often see in the VC world, will often hear $100 million funding, X million funding. Those are run on growth numbers. If you're able to get and show insane level of growth, 30% month over month, 50% month over month, then you will be able to get a growth based funding for your app. Right, Satyendra, what matters is your learning attitude, I would say. So if you are able to do your job well, any startup would be lucky to have you. So please apply. So thank you, people, everyone. I got to go. I have another meeting from 6. It was really nice to be here. Thank you, everyone. Do check out Langify. We're giving out uh, our product for free initially, and you can try it out. Let us know about your feedback. What do you think? As a college student, it's really important for you to have good communication skills, good fluent communication skills, so that you can speak with others. So, like right now, we could have spoken on verbally, right? But due to confidence, due to like some shyness or maybe not that fluent communication skills, people were not actually speaking with me verbally, just chatting, typing it up. So it's really important for you to practice and become a good communicator. So, thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. And thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and